Have you ever wondered, is it really possible to build a crypto income stream without putting in a single dime? It's such a tempting idea, right? Well, today we're going to break down a guide that claims it can show you exactly how to do it. Let's see if this thing actually holds up.
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, it sounds almost too good to be true. The idea of starting with literally nothing and ending up with an asset that actually pays you over time. This is the big promise we're digging into today, so let's figure out just how realistic this path actually is.
So where are we getting this from? Well, the source for this whole explainer is a guide from a site called CoinTopSecret, and it lays itself out as a step-by-step blueprint for going from zero crypto all the way to a passive income stream. So what's the first rule of this whole system?
And boom, there it is. The number one principle is avoiding financial risk altogether. This entire strategy is built on the idea that you're not going to be buying crypto, you're going to be earning it. And that right there is a huge draw for anyone who's kind of crypto curious but is maybe a little nervous about putting their own hard-earned cash on the line. All right, so the guide makes it super clear. Before you can even think about earning anything, you have to lay the groundwork. It presents one thing you have to do first, no exceptions. Everything else is built on this one step. And that first step is setting up what's called a micro wallet. Now, this is an interesting concept. Think of it less like a big, secure bank vault and more like a digital piggy bank. It's specifically designed to scoop up all those tiny little fractions of crypto. We're talking fractions of a cent sometimes, from a whole bunch of different places. The guide gives an example, one called faucet.
So to get started, the guide says it's basically two simple steps. 1, get your micro wallet set up and ready to go. And 2, sign up for a platform where you can start earning. It's presented as being really easy, a super low barrier to just get the ball rolling. Okay, so you're all set up, you've got your wallet. Now what? How do you actually get this free crypto? This is where we dive into what the guide calls the zero-cost toolbox. And let's be honest with ourselves, this is the part that takes the most effort. This is the grind. First up in the toolbox, playing games. Yup, you heard that right. The idea is simple. Certain online platforms will actually reward you with tiny bits of crypto just for your time and engagement. So instead of just playing for fun, you're stacking up these little digital assets while you do it. Next up, we've got something we all kinda do for free already, watching ads. On these sites called pay-to-click or PTC sites, you get paid a very, very small crypto reward just for watching an ad for a few seconds. It's a straight-up trade, your attention for a little bit of crypto. Then there are these simple tasks and something called offer walls. Now, this could be anything, really, from filling out a survey to downloading a new app, maybe signing up for a free trial. You're basically doing these tiny digital odd jobs for companies who pay you for your time in crypto. And finally, the guide talks about the faucet. It's a funny name, right? But a crypto faucet is basically just a reward system on a website that gives out a few little drops of crypto to people who claim them. A lot of the time, it's as simple as logging in and just clicking a button once an hour, or maybe once a day. Now, the guide is really clear on this point. The key to making this whole grind actually pay off is consistency. It points out things like daily quests, login rewards, features designed to get you to come back every single day and stack those tiny earnings. It's really a game of volume. Okay, now this is absolutely crucial. After all that talk about clicking for fractions of a penny, the guide does a complete 180. It says, hey, collecting these tiny amounts isn't the real goal. That's just phase 1 of a much bigger strategy. And that brings us to the end game. This is the whole point of the strategy, right? This is where the guide claims all that clicking, all that grinding starts to actually turn into something you could call an income stream. And here it is, the big strategic move. The whole idea is to take all that crypto you earned for free and then you reinvest it. You use those earnings to fund things that generate a passive yield, like staking, for example, where you lock up your crypto to help run a network, or maybe even lending it out. In a way, you're using your time and effort to create your own financial capital from scratch. So after walking through this whole blueprint, we have to ask the most important question of all. The guide promises zero financial cost, but come on, nothing is ever truly free. What's the real investment here? And this really lays it all out, doesn't it? It's a simple but powerful trade-off. On one side of the scale, you have your investment, which is your time, your focus, and that consistent daily effort, the grind. And on the other side, you have the potential reward,
a self-funding passive income stream. And that's what it all comes down to, really. Is this trade worth it? The guide shows you a path, but whether that path is valuable, well, that's totally up to you. Is the time spent clicking and doing these little microtasks a fair price for the chance to build a crypto asset from nothing? That's the real calculation you have to make.